Your Excellencies, members of the House of Congress, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
It has been 3 years since I took my oath of office, and it pains me to say that we have not learned our lesson. The illegal drug problem persists. Corruption continues and emasculate the courage we need to sustain our moral recovery initiatives. However, the drugs will not be crossed unless we continue to eliminate corruption that allows the social monster to survive. I respectfully request Congress to reinstate the death penalty for heinous crimes related to drugs as well as plunder. My countrymen, it is a sad commentary that we cannot distinguish our need from our greed. The recent uncovering of the massive fraud perpetrated against the public health insurance system proves that corruption is pervasive. Huge amount of medical funds were released to cover padded medical claims and imaginary treatment of ghost patients. I am grossly disappointed. The government is conned of millions of pesos, which could be used to treat illnesses and possibly save the lives of many. Thus, I ordered the NBI to arrest and cause the prosecution of those liable. Concerning the unscrupulous persons manning our ports and scalawags in uniform, we have been unyielding in our reforms to weed them out of public service. I have fired or caused the resignation of more than 100 officials and appointees of government without regard to relationship, friendship, and alliance. There is no sacred cow, as the saying goes, in my administration. Drastic reforms within these agencies have yielded results. Our government-owned and controlled corporations, infamous for high salaries and bonuses, being paid for their executives and employees, have started to shape up. Bureau of Customs, though corruption-ridden, managed to collect 585 billion pesos in 2018. Imagine how much more could have been collected had the BOC been clean and less corrupt. There are about 63 of them facing charges, criminal charges, and 61 of them under investigation. All of them will go out from the premises of the customs area. I do not want them back. We in government talk too much, act too little, and too slow. Time and again, I have emphasized that, like my fellow workers in government, trabahante lang po ako ng Pilipino. Last year, I signed the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act, a significant piece of legislation to improve service delivery and fight corruption still until now. I reiterate my directive to the government and instrumentalities, including the LGUs and the government corporations. Simplify. Andito ba kayo? Simplify. Just like the others. You can do it electronically. You do not have to go to the office. I've been asking that from you since 3 years ago. Pag hindi pa rin yung nagawa yan ngayon, papatayin ko talaga kayo. We also paved the way for the entry of third telecommunication provider. Do not worry about this. There is no corruption at all. I guarantee you, upon the grave of my father, I do not talk to them. I just say, just do your work. And kung maaari, according to what the specifications are required by this government. Let me repeat what I said many times before. Honestly, I have identified the enemy who dumped us into this quagmire we are in. I have met the enemy face to face, and sadly, the enemy is us. We are our own tormentors, addressing the Filipino people. We are our own demons. We are as rapacious predators preying on the helpless, the weak, and the voiceless. We find corruption everywhere in government when every malefactor watching his cohorts back in blatant disregard of his oath when he assumed public office. If all monies and revenues due government are collected in good faith and marami tayong pera. I'm telling you as president, marami tayong pera para extra money to uplift the mass of Filipinos who are suffering. For every transaction, a commission. For every action, extortion. Any request that goes on and on endlessly and shamelessly. Let me ask you, when will corruption end?